Henry
we are
Boudet
ready.
is ready. We are here and drivers are proceeding to the starting grid to the first final of this event, Sodi World Series International Finals, and we are ready to begin the finals.
Yes, indeed. Now, each race will be 16 minutes plus 1 lap in length. Double points available. The person who wins the final may not be the overall champion. The points are gained over the course of 3 heats, a superheat, and this next race. But first up, it is the Kids Kart Cup. Here is your starting lineup. Pole position from Poland, Lukasz Dzierżycki, and on the outside of row number 1, Viktor Nikolov from Bulgaria.
From the second row on the grid, Peter Fabry and Marcel Piastczak.
Mark Beltran and Max Piatczak go from row number 3.
Followed by Juraj Mikosz and Alice Cox.
Rounding out the top 10, Alessio Zacce and Timothy Kushneruk.
From row number 6, Celia Desaut and Jude Padfoot.
Then it is Maximilian Sovic and Koko Sugawara.
And after Sugawara, the next Japanese driver, Takeru Nakamura and Roman Curtis.
Vladimir Bruno and Agaliki Nusapulo start next.
On the 10th row on the grid, Franjo Toncic and Enzo Bisceglia.
Filip Volsky and Mille Karlstrom are on the next row.
Then comes Jade Wilson and Rusei Takagi.
Kazuki Yamada and Roger Dionisio are on the following row.
And then Anastasios Pavlidis, George Badr, Samuel Erdelt and Sam Nygren.
A quick reminder, last year Maximilian Sovic was your champion with Marcel Piatczak second and also Lukasz Dzierżycki finishing 9th last year. In the points, we have Dzierżycki on 137, Viktor Nikolov on 129, Fabry 117, Piasek 114, Beltran and Max Piatek on 99 points.
So it is for Lukasz Dzierżycki. Just stay out of trouble and you will take the win.
Double points available, however, which means the gaps between first and second in points are bigger than ever. The drivers set themselves up. The skies are grey, but the track is dry, and the first of 8 finals due to begin any moment. Race director Manuel Branco moves to the side of the circuit after giving his final instructions, and we're about to get underway.
We are ready to race. Green flag goes down here in Genk. Great start for 4th place to Marcel Piasczak. He's going through. Lukasz Dzierżycki holding his lead from P1, now joined by Marcel Piasczak and 2 Polish drivers together going through the turn 1.
Good start from Piatczak there, cutting across the front of Nikolov, who slots into 3rd position now in the blue race suit. Behind them, everybody else going through cleanly. Fabre, Beltran, Piatek, Mikosz, Cox, Zacci, Kushneruk, Desaut, Puddyfoot, and the rest. And I want to apologise. I know it's not Puddlefoot, it's Puddyfoot. So Jude the Duck is his nickname, and Duck is up into the top 10.
Was that team strategy? Is that the best cushion behind Lukasz Dzierżycki? His compatriot now started great and driving second. Will they fight or will they help each other to get on the podium?
At the back of the field, a spin for Anastasios Pavlidis, the Greek driver, drops to the back of the pack, but up front it is the white crash helmet, the black race suit, of Poland's Lukasz Dzierżyński, who has the race lead with the red crash helmet. He's got the big Venom-style teeth on the front of it. Marcel Piatek tucking down as they complete lap number 1, and the two Polish drivers pulling away.
They already have half a second advantage over third placed Viktor Nikolov. Great start for Marcel Piasczak. Now he is behind Lukasz Jerzewski, and that could give Lukasz Jerzewski first crown here in Sodi World Series.
Well, Jerzewski driving a little bit defensively up the straight towards turn number 3. Piasczak didn't want to make a move. Maybe he's helping his countryman out, although Piasczak would finish third overall in the points. Viktor Nikolov holds second in points at the moment. He's third on the road, and he's got help from Max Piasczak behind.
Maybe they have to share the flight home, so they have to cooperate on the track now.
Yes, they do, through the button chicane.
And he goes through, fight with the leaders. Marcel Piasczak is not waiting anymore, and before the 180 degrees corner, now they have swapped the places. Still two Polish drivers leading. Still, it could give Lukasz Jerzewski overall win.
Viktor Nikolov hasn't competed in this event for the last 2 years. He looks to the inside, side by side for the race lead. Going into turn number 10, Jerzewski comes out in front. Piasczak on the outside, Nikolov on the inside, and 2, 4, 6, 7 drivers, including Fabry, Beltran and Mikosz, are all there.
Both Poles fighting for the lead now, and there is a crash for Marcel Piasczak. He is left between the first and second corners. Now he is falling down the order. First 10 cars, 15 cars going past, and he is out of contention.
Game over for Piasczak. Now Viktor Nikolov, as he did in the superheat, gets onto the rear bumper of Lukasz Jerzewski. Nikolov spent the whole race sitting behind Jerzewski until the very last lap before he overtook him.
Now they are back on track together. Lukasz Jerzewski still leading after his compatriot is further way down. There was no cooperation between two Poles. They started to fight already on second lap of the race.
For very briefly, it was an all-Polish top 3. That has now been broken. We'll see how far back Piasczak falls in the point standings. We have a lead group of 5 heading down towards turn number 10 now. There they go. Then a big gap back to the 6th place entry. They cross the line. It's Jerzewski, Nikolov, Mikosz, Piasczak, Kushniruk and Fabry. Then it is Ellis Cox, Celia Desord, Sovic, Bruno, Beltran, Pudderfoot, Zachi and Sugawara.
And Marcel Piasczak is down to P18.
Down to P18 as things stand. Jerzewski has 212 points. Nikolov has 194. Fabry, who runs in 6th position, would complete the podium with 171 points. Piasczak down to 4th place with that one spin.
So Lukasz Jerzewski now has to stay in top 3 to maintain his lead in overall standings, counting heat, superheat and final together. But he is leading the race with 4 cars right behind him in one row, approaching clubhouse corner. Jerzewski, Nikolov, Mikosz and Piatek. Then the bigger gap till Timofey Kushniruk.
So now Viktor Nikolov needs to get several karts between himself and Lukasz Jerzewski. It's not good enough just for Nikolov to pass Jerzewski and win the race on the road with Jerzewski finishing second. That would still give Jerzewski the title.
He needs a train behind him, and then with the train go past Jerzewski. That's his only hope.
As you look, Jerzewski driving right down the centre of the main straight, not taking the racing line. He's backing the field up, and that could turn round and bite him on the rear end, because there are now 5 karts nose to tail.
And driving fast, he's risking that Nikolov will take inside line and overtake him. Driving defensive, driving slow, he's risking there will be a bunch of cars overtaking him and losing even a top 5 position.
Yeah, because of course if Jerzy allows one driver to get to the inside, then very quickly Mikosz, Piatek and Kushniruk would all charge through as well. Kushniruk is currently 9th in points. Celia Dussaud running 8th on the road. She would finish inside the top 10 overall. But here we go. The lead 5 karts come through Clubhouse Corner, past the podium, where 3 of these drivers will stand later on today. Down towards turn number 10. Nobody wants to make a move yet. And because the front group are working together, everyone else is starting to fade away. Peter Fabry is 2 seconds behind the lead group in 6th, with Dussaud 7th. Reigning champion Maximilian Sovic is 8th. His title reign is about to be over. Ellis Cox 9th and Sugawara, and the Duck is up to P11.
Nikolov following closely in Lapina in the turn number 4. There, Auto Europaland straight. 5 from the leading pilots in a one train going through the straight. Jerzy leading, Nikolov still staying behind without trying to overtake him. There is 5 leading cars together now through the button S's. Into the midfield sector. Will someone try to move? Will someone try to overtake? We have had a 16 minutes race. Now there is only 8 minutes left. We are almost halfway through this race, through the final, through the first final here in Sodi World Series.
Through turn Clubhouse Corner into turn number 9. Jerzy opens up a tiny bit of clear air between himself and Nikolov, although the slipstream effect, which we're about to see on the main straight as they complete another lap, will come back into play.
Nikolov is not tucking in. He's sitting straight. He knows he has 3 cars behind him which are pushing him forward. He does not need to tuck.
Exactly. I mean, I can't believe that Nikolov is not making the move. He's got to try and root Jerzy out of the way somehow, and then hope that Jerzy, I mean, he's got to get a couple of cards. Nikolov can still win the entire championship, but he can't win it if he wins and Jerzy feels second. Now Nikolov looks over his shoulder to see how many rivals he's got. He's got 3 rivals between him. If he could just get to the inside and ease Jerzy wide and let Mikosz, Piatek and Kushniruk through, that would be enough.
They are coming to Clubhouse Corner on the train of 5 cars trying to run away. Lukasz Jerzy, but unsuccessful. There are slipstreaming 4 go-karts right behind him. When the Nikolov will try to move, he does not need to overtake Jerzy going into the corner. It is enough for him to go inside, and then the train of 3 more go-karts will be there.
Here we go once again. Jerzy hugging the inside line down the start-finish straight into turn number 1. Nobody making a move. It is single file, inches apart in the kids category. Now into turn number 2, still no one makes the move. White line fever is alive and well here at the front of the kids group, because Jerzy is defending every single corner. His rivals, Nikolov, is going to have to start getting creative as we move into the final 6 minutes of this race.
Lukasz Jerzy still testing the patience of Viktor Nikolov. Viktor Nikolov has to go inside of Jerzy. If he tries to overtake on the outside, he will lose the second place. There are still 3 other go-karts right behind. There is no way for Nikolov to try to overtake Jerzy on the outside. The inside should seem like the only way. What can he do now? Some fast lines from Lukasz Jerzy. He is leading. 5.5 minutes to go, plus 1 lap into the final corner. Jerzy leading, Nikolov close behind, and all top drivers, Mikosz, Piatek and Kushniruk, out on the starting straight again. A few meters gaining Lukasz Jerzy during the lap, and it is lost at each long straight. Now into the first corner, the train comes again.
All 30 drivers still running. Filip Volsky has had a spin and has dropped to last position. And Anastasios Pavlidis, the other driver that has spun, is down in 29th position. Milik Karlstrom with a time penalty, the Swedish driver. Sadly, he is down into 26th position. But it is Jerzy from Nikolov, from Mikosh, who is now falling away a little bit. This is bad news for Viktor Nikolov. He is losing his help from behind.
The help was fighting at the beginning of this lap during the first corner. Kustiruk overtaking Max Piatek and now driving fourth. Piatek down to 50. Juraj Mikosh still in third, but losing a little bit ground to Lukas, to Jezerski and Nikolov. They are coming into the clubhouse. We are following closely those 5 go-karts. Now from the outside line goes Lukas Jezerski. He is managing to pull away through the corners, and then everything is lost again on the starting straight.
In the point standings, Jerzy has 212, Nikolov 194, Peter Fabry, who runs 6th on the road, not in this lead group, has 171. Then it's Marcel Piasiak, who had that spin earlier on and is trapped down in, let's have a look, where is Piasiak? He is 18th. He would still finish 4th in the point standings, ahead of Max Piatek, but only by a point. Then it's Juraj Mikosh, Timothy Kustiruk, Ellis Cox will be 8th in points, Mark Beltran 9th, and Maximilian Sovic would round out the top 10 in the final order. That's the championship, but this is the race, and Lukas Jerzy is just doing enough and pulling away.
Not yet, and every straight the train is coming back onto him. He's very fast through the corners, unable to pull away a little bit from Viktor Nikolov. Now they are in a 180 degrees corner going through the midfield section. Jezerski leading, Nikolov second. The train is back again. Piatek and Kustiruk following closely. We have less than 3 minutes and 1 lap to go, approaching final corner. What will Nikolov do? He has 2 go-karts now right behind him. If he moves inside, he can push Jezerski further out. If they are fighting only 2 of them, then Jezerski, it is enough for him to finish second and even third to take the overall win. So Nikolov needs someone else to overtake Jezerski with him.
Yes, now maybe I'm doing Viktor Nikolov a disservice here. Maybe he is waiting and to pounce on Jerzy at a time when Jerzy won't have an opportunity to fight back. So here we go. Now Nikolov looks to the inside. Mikosh is pushing the Bulgarian driver, but Jerzy defends again. Its business is starting to pick up amongst the top 5. Poland leads Bulgaria, leads Slovakia, leads Poland, leads Ukraine.
In the midfield section again, Lukas Jezerski leading. Nikolov tried to cut his line in the 4th corner with unsuccessful move on the straight. Now he's behind Jezerski again, going through clubhouse, through last corners of this lap. 1.5 minutes left in the timing, so 3 laps till the finish. Jezerski leading, Nikolov following closely, Mikosh, Piatek and Kustiruk still 5 leading cars through the starting straight. Very defensive drive from Lukas Jezerski. He knows he cannot afford to lose a position. There are a train of go-karts behind him from the middle of the track, inside 2nd corner, keeping the middle of the track through the 2nd corner, in the middle of the track, entering the 3rd, and that robs him of the speed before the corner number 4. There goes outside Nikolov, cutting the line and trying go inside on the straight, but still Lukas Jezerski manages to hold his lead, and now Viktor Nikolov is the one who is losing the speed.
Jerzy has just defended the entire race, and the tactics are the tactics, but Nikolov has got to try and do something now without making any form of contact. Max Sovic in 7th place has set the fastest lap of the race. A win is enough for Nikolov, apparently. I thought there was 10. Well, of course there might be. Let's have a little look. I could be wrong. Nikolov might just need to pass Jerzy. A win for Nikolov would give him an extra it would give him 204 points, and it would put Jarzynski back to 202. Thank you on the live chat, Mr. Velikov. So Nikolov only needs to get past Jarzynski, because of course that would put Jarzynski down to 202 points, and it would give Nikolov 204. But this is the final lap. Jarzynski has made it count so far. His defences have not been breached, but Nikolov is about to throw everything apart from the kitchen sink at him.
Slightly wide line at the corner number 4 for Lukas Jerzynski, and that puts Nikolov right behind him. They are losing speed, both of them. Mikosh and Kushniruk going through, and 2 leaders now are losing places, going into button aces. Now fighting for the second is Lukas Jerzynski, but Nikolov is further away down in 4th.
And Nikolov went to the inside, and Mikosh and Kushniruk and Piatek all went to the outside. Suddenly there's a group of 8 with Fabri, Sovic and Puddifoot joining the party. But is it too late for them? Juraj Mikosh is going to lead into the final corner. Will he lead coming out? Nikolov's chance is over. He's down in 4th. Juraj Mikosh takes the checkered flag from Lukas Jarzynski, and Jarzynski is your champion.
And that puts Juraj Mikosh level on points with Peter Fabri fighting for 3rd place on the podium. They are level on points. Their position in the final or their qualifying results, what will decide the final result?
We will have to wait and see, but it has been a win on the road for Slovakia. But Poland take the Kids Cup after finishing 9th last year. The E1 go-kart Chorzo-based driver Lukas Jarzynski unofficially is your champion. 0.2 of a second separate. We'll do the race results, which you can see on your screen, and then we can give you the top 10 in the point standings. Mikosh wins on track from Jarzynski. Then it is Piatek, followed by Nikolov in 4th position. 5th is Kushniruk. 6th is Fabri. The Duck Jude Puddifoot finishes 7th, followed by Maximilian Sovic, Kakoa Sugawara and Ellis Cox round out your top 10. Then it was Vladimir Bruno, Alessio Zacchi, Celia Dussaud, Marcel Piatek and Kazuki Yamada. Franjo Tonjic, Agaliki Nusapulu, Sam Neugren, a good result for Sam in 18th from the back of the grid. Enzo Biseglia, then Mark Beltran falls to 20th, followed by Ryusai Takagi, Takeru Nakamura, Roger Dionisio, Jade Wilson, Philip Volsky, Roman Curtis, Minik Karlstrom, Samuel Erdelt, Anastasios Pavlidis, and Lebanon's history-making George Badr finishes 30th. But as we watch the highlights on screen, Gertz, please, the top 10 in points.
Top 10 in points, that's provisional results. Still we have Lukas Jerzynski with 202 points, with Viktor Nikolov only 186. That was a brilliant try for Lukas Jerzynski. He knew he had to keep behind
Everybody,
Nikolov.
yes.
No, just Nikolov. There was almost no one who could overtake him as long as he is in top 5. So he had to be in front of Viktor Nikolov. He did that no matter who is finishing first. Mikosh took the win, and that puts him level on points with Peter Fabri for 3rd and 4th overall. They have 171 points. Marcel Piaszczak is 5th with 160. Max Piatek 1 point down in P6 with 159. Then Timofey Kushniruk ends the event with P7 and 145 points. 2 points short is Ellis Cox in P8. Jude Puddifoot takes 9th with 141, and Maximilian Sovic in P10.
Sovic doesn't retain his title, but he does take another top 10 finish. We can't bring you the entire point standings. We've only got the top 10 in front of us, but that tells you all you need to go. And look at that. So there was Jarzynski defending down here. Now, on the last lap is really interesting. Look at the way that, now, so you can see Jarzynski defending. He's looking right. He's looking left. Nikolov then has Uras Mikos move in the red and blue race suit. He moves on to Nikolov's rear bumper. And now, look at this. Nikolov finally gets alongside, but Uras Mikos, instead of pushing him through, he goes to the outside with the help of, with the help of Piatek. So Piatek helping his countryman there effectively by not working with Viktor Nikolov.
And Nikolov is not tucking under his steering wheel as soon as he has a push from behind. He's losing the speed on the straight, and that was crucial.